Calling all stars, calling all stars. This is G, the star room where we go all over the place, especially up there. April begins with the letter A, as does Aries. The new moon for April 2022 happens in the sign of Aries. This is the beginning of the astrological year. What we're passionate about, what we're driven about, what we are willing to fight for. It is all about independent action. It is all about my freedoms. It is all about my body consciousness and appearances. This is a new moon in Aries. It's fire. It's active. It's ready to go. It's the Marine. It's the first one out of the gate. It says, hey, I got a knife in each hand. I'm born for war. Aries at a really high octave operates as a leader, that it has to be very conscious of what it's doing because there are others that are watching and others that are going to follow. So it understands when it gets outside of itself and out of its own head and away from its ego, I got to do what's right for more than just me. I got to do what's right for we. Remember, the new moon is when the sun and the moon are together. So the moon is the emotions and the sun is what we're fired up about. It's our independent ability to express. Some would say it's our ego. Okay, but it's supposed to be a creative form of expression. Think about that. Aries is fire, but the sun is the next sign over. It's the Leo energy, right? So it's a little bit more grown. It's not at home just drinking out of a bottle. It's able to be around schoolmates, right? It's able to interact with others. And that is important to remember when we're talking about the sun, because typically it can also be somebody who is in charge. So when the sun and the moon are together, we feel very very confident about our independent action, very confident about our freedoms, very confident about our body consciousness. A new moon in Aries, it could be about wounds to the head. I think it's going to have to do with our appearances. Absolutely. Arian energy and appearances. So this could have to do with the color of our skin. Aries energy in our head is also the face. So when we think about our appearances and our face, then we think about, oh, we had to wear masks at one time. Well, I'm bringing this up for a reason, and I'm going to get to it. The sign of Aries ruler is Mars, and Mars represents your body. It represents my body. It's very physical. Born where we just kind of pop out, ready to go, ready to just get up and go. Mars is also known as the Marine, the soldier. Mars is, the planet of war. So it doesn't mean that we have to go to war, although we've been, kind of in the midst of that. But it can mean having internal wars with yourself and your own ego. And I say this because it's the sun and the moon together. Normally, typically, it's a very confident time. And it will be a very confident time, especially when it's something that I want to do. Because Aries energy is all about me. This is what I want. It's fiery. It's very inspirational. As you're listening and watching me, you hear my Aryan energy coming out. You see it on the screen. I'm expressing boldly. I'm fiery. Yeah, when I start to talk about astrology, that's when my Aryan energy, it's like, whoa, chill. Dial it back, G. I got to turn the volume down, and I apologize. I really do. So the thing about the Aries new moon, April 1st, 2022 is the new moon. It will be at 1:24 a.m. This is Central Time Zone. Central Daylight Savings Time Zone, because we will have flipped at that time. So adjust for the time and where you live. Remember, new moons are times of new beginnings. It is a time of the metaphysician. It is the time when you're working with the power and the frequency and the cycles and the energies of the universe. It is when the universe says, hey, if you're smart enough, if you've been following along and you've learned this universal language, you can become the master of your own life. You can become that metaphysician. You learn how to manipulate your physical world by being able to manipulate time. And wow, is that a mind blower or what? How can you manipulate time? Well, when we go through the cycles of each of the signs and the planets and the movements up in the sky, we understand that there's a place for everything and a thing for every place. So we know that the sun and the moon are going to get together at a particular time, which is how I'm able to give you the dates. There's an hour of power, I call it. It's really hours of power. So 8 hours prior to the new moon beginning is when you have your hours of power. So do yourself a favor and make sure that you're being very alert and attentive to the time, and that you take some time to jot some things down. This is a time of intentions, of wishing, being that person, that magician that brings something forward in your life. And it's got to do with you. What do you want? What do you want for your future?